I just finished teaching my last class at Colgate. 8 years, 40 courses, nearly 1,000 students taught or advised, and uncountable meaningful moments spent with many remarkable students who have taught me more than I could ever hope to impart. I feel an acute sense of loss, an unsettling moment of quiet in the swirling storm. Like many of you, I'm unsure about what the future holds. I'm unsure where I will get to teach. I'm unsure what I will get to teach. I'm unsure whether I will be able to replicate the fleeting but intense kind of community I have experienced with you these past few years. This has been a disquieting semester for all of us. All of our familiar routines have been disrupted. We find ourselves grasped by uncertainty and isolated from vital relationships, like a raft adrift in a turbulent sea. The storms and waves struck for me before the arrival of COVID-19, before the lockdown, before the campus was closed. They struck me when Colgate denied me tenure. In these tempestuous times, you have been a lighthouse for me, something to keep me fighting against the crashing waves of doubt and despair. Learning about you and learning with you has been an immense privilege. I've spent lots of time reflecting recently on how I came to be a teacher at Colgate. Looking back on what led me to come to America for graduate school is often painful. It was a whimsical decision shaped by romantic notions of academic life, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I sacrificed so much to come to America, and it was incredibly hard navigating through the repercussions of that choice. My family and I struggled to make friends, we struggled to make ends meet, and we struggled with depression. And then by chance, I stumbled into Colgate. I knew nothing of its reputation or its elitism. I simply applied for a job that I was fortunate to be offered, and only after the fact did I come to fully appreciate what kind of strange community I had chosen to become a part of. I've certainly experienced the contradictions and hypocrisy of Colgate. I've encountered arrogance and indifference and disregard. But I've also experienced sincerity and compassion and courage. None of these experiences are intrinsic to Colgate. Colgate is not as exceptional as it presents itself. But I have been fortunate to work with many exceptional students who have stumbled into my classes and with my blundering support have been willing to take remarkable risks and have transformed me through their vulnerability. I want you to know how much of a pleasure it has been to teach all of you. I've listened to so many powerful stories which are now woven into my own storyline. I have watched you courageously navigate the barbed wire of the podium. I have celebrated your victories in the classroom, on the sports field, and on the stage. I've joined you in service in the community. I've had the delight of welcoming you into my home where you have broken bread and played games with my family. I have even met some of your families. I'm so grateful for all you have shared with me. I have witnessed your struggles and successes, your compassion and your neglect. Each of us is contradictory and inconsistent, but also unique and fascinating. That is what I have loved about teaching public speaking these past 8 years, experiencing the human condition in all of its fragile wonder. Being able to share in your stories has transformed my perspective and helped me be more humble and empathetic. You have given me an invaluable gift, wrapped not in pristine bows, but wonderfully crumpled and textured wrapping that is filled with character. Looking back to the foolish moment I chose to do graduate school in America, I never imagined I would be teaching public speaking in a university that shares its name with a toothpaste company amidst the rural seclusion and brutal winters of central New York. But no matter how dark the winter clouds of Hamilton have grown, I have always found radiance and warmth in my time spent with you, even if it meant huddling close to the windows of 210 Latham. If I may offer some final wisdom that is accrued in my time with you, I would ask you to remember that being a good person is more important than being successful or knowledgeable. You know I despise the prevailing cult of personality that is a prominent part of our public culture. In your humble eloquence, I have experienced something different, something more striking and more expansive, something more meaningful. As you continue your fraught journey through life, I would implore you to seek out those kind of meaningful experiences and relations. I would implore you to speak with courage and listen with empathy, especially in the case of political issues, which in the end are all the important issues. I would implore you to stay involved in your communities and to continue to be a lighthouse in the swirling darkness. Thank you for 8 wonderful years. It has been an absolute pleasure sharing some of my journey of life with you. Professor Solomon's public speaking course, is now officially closed.